Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of 5 Minute Gaming News, the show that's mostly going to be about Gamescom. Today in the news, like I said, them's games is coming. After what has been an on-again, off-again drought of games during COVID, it appears next year is gonna be big. As I'm sure you're all aware, Gamescom 2022 kicked off with opening night live and dropped a ton of new game announcements and 2023 releases on us. Some amazing, some confusing, and some just a chilling vision of things to come. But first, we gotta talk Callisto Protocol. We've seen more gameplay, we've seen crazy enemy mutations, and all those bloody deaths. It looks like they took all the amazing things that made Dead Space, and then cranked it up to 11. The question will be, can 8 or so hours of all of that still be fun by the end, or am I just gonna be desensitized to the point of exhaustion? I don't know, but honestly, I'm excited to find out. Speaking of scary games, we also got Outlast Trials, which sounds more like a motocross game than a scary game, but hey, that's what they titled it. Like previous Outlast games, the trailer has this unsettling and definitely grossly Outlast vibe, but it's also a co-op survival game? Having played the franchise, I have to wonder, is this all gonna connect? Is it kind of a one-off? Does it even matter? And more importantly, will playing with your friends help or hurt? We've seen examples where multiplayer horror games kind of suck, and we've seen examples where they nail it. If anything though, this is gonna be huge on stream for sure. And while we're over here in the gross out horror genre, apparently Dead Island 2 is still a thing, and it's real, and it's happening. Really? Fans of the first game have waited years and years for this. The question is that helpful or harmful? Time can be a curse, and we will see if it's worth the wait when it finally comes out. If you're a little wary about Dead Island, you're not really sure, but you do love killing hordes of baddies, might I suggest Warhammer 40k Darktide? I've played it, it's great, it's Space Vermintide, and it's fun as hell. I cannot wait for this to come out. I'm gonna have a blast. I know I'm gonna enjoy it, and I expect a lot of you will enjoy it too. On the RPG side of things, we got Where Winds Meet, an open world game with the promise that you can mold the game based on choices made. It takes place during the 10 Kingdoms period of China, which is right up my alley. I love that kind of stuff. But any game that makes the promise that I will affect change in the world, I'm always prepared to be let down. So we'll see, but concept-wise looks really cool. Speaking of open worlds, how would you like yours filled with sand and spice and, oh yeah, worms. Big worms. Well, we were all given a glimpse of Dune Awakening, an MMO on Arrakis where you can play and live as a Fremen and, I assume, master the art of Zendaya slow-mo turning while occupying the visions of others. We didn't really get a lot from this one, but it's pretty hype, and I'm excited to see what it turns out to be. And yes, there were many other announcements, from Harry Potter to Kojima's podcast to new PS5 controllers, but it's a 5-minute show, and I'm just trying to rattle them off. I mean, look. We got Sonic. Oh boy, it's Sonic. I'm still convinced it's a mess, but we got a trailer at least. It has a story. There was even a Pokemon car, which I can't tell if it's awesome or super cringe like all those damn Honda commercials I see for Team Liquid. I don't know, man. A lot was happening, but there were 3 games that caught me completely off guard and have my attention, and I'm excited to see where those go. The first was the game Scar Above. It looks like the most Jesse game I have ever seen. A weird-ass ship appears above Earth, a crew goes to meet it, and then all hell breaks loose, twisted visions, crazy monsters, a plot that I'm sure I'll just gobble up. I'm totally here for it. Then we got the trailer for Quantic Dream's new game with Parallel Studio, Under the Waves, the calmest looking, very obviously horror game I've ever seen. Look, I know it's underwater, and I know they tried to do a whole, it's whales, it's chill, but you know something down there is gonna get you. The ocean eats people. That's just a fact. I mean, sure, it could be nice, but I'm pretty sure it's terrifying, and I'll check it out, I guess, if we hit 1 million subs. There you go. Lastly, I'm interested in the game Phantom Hellcat, and I can't explain why. It has this near vibe to it that I'm really excited about, and I can't, it's hard to explain. It's the developer's first game. It could be hit or miss, but something about the vibe I'm kind of here for, and I want to know more. And that really stood out to me. And obviously, we can't go through everything. It's a 5-minute show. But if you want to see more, down below in the description, there's a link where you can see all the different videos and announcements. I would love to know in the comments, what was your favorite announcement? What are you looking forward to the most? In other news, in a continuing effort to convince the world that buying Activision Blizzard is A-okay, Microsoft is having some interesting takes of late. In an interview with Bloomberg, Phil Spencer said that games being made available on multiple systems was better for the long-term health of the industry than products being tied to a single platform. Console exclusives are something we're just going to see less and less of, he said. Maybe you happen in your household to buy an Xbox, and I buy a PlayStation, and our kids want to play together, and they can't because we bought the wrong piece of plastic to plug into our television, he said. We really love to be able to bring more players in, reducing friction, making people feel safe, secure when they're playing, allowing them to find their friends, play with their friends, regardless of what device. I think in the long run, that is good for this industry. And maybe in the short run, there's some people in some companies that don't love it. But I think as we get over the hump and see where this industry can continue to grow, it proves out to be true. And while this quote isn't directly about the acquisition of Activision Blizzard, it is certainly colored by it. And this has been sort of the thing of late to say, hey, look, us having Call of Duty isn't a big deal. Don't stress, even though Sony continues to say it will topple the market and no one can compete with Call of Duty. There's no other FPS as big, and Activision Blizzard being with Microsoft, if they make that a console exclusive, it's bad for everyone. And I think this is just more of Xbox and Phil Spencer just being like, calm down, that's not the case, even though it very well could be, but they're still going to say it, right? So what do you think? Is this Phil Spencer just blowing hot smoke? I've always thought, Phil's pretty good people. I have no clue. I'd like to think and hope that maybe there'll be a better future for the consumer, but we'll find out. Let me know in the comments below. Also, speaking of good people, ooh, that was a good one today. You can hang out with good people over on patreon.com/Jesse Cox, like Eric S., Kaylee Moeller, and Paul Thorne. That's it for the show. Thank you so much. Be back tomorrow for another episode of 5 Minute Gaming News.